The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 12th day of July. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medicals and Lenders. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Good morning, Sister Sherry.
Good morning, Jamal. How are you doing today?
Why are you doing that?
Because you had a lot to say yesterday about Somerset and all of that. So I just thought I would let you know what the Daily Hour has to offer to people, and just sharing my support for my team.
That's so last year, Sherry.
No, and that's fine. And it's like the cup was last year, and that we still have it this year. So, all my Somerset people say good morning to Jamal.
Some people just don't grow up, I tell you. They just don't grow up.
Jamal, I saw that in my closet. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely bringing that on his show tomorrow. Yeah, it was in my closet.
You kept that thing in a closet? I mean, try the garage.
That thing, yeah.
Yeah, try the garage. Anyway, folks, happy 8 months as a TDH YouTube member. Good morning to you, TDH community, says Karen Simmons. And folks, we have a good one today. A change in schedule. We've got DJ Rusty G popping by. He has made your summer that much more exciting with that hit that he and Firewayne released, One Blood. A lot coming up. So greetings to you, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. We're speaking all things entertainment with DJ Rusty G today. The restaurant crawl, don't forget, coming up. Details will be going out soon, as well as the live Cup Match Selection Night coverage. Stay tuned to BCG TV, social media, and Media Maya platform for updates. Also, don't forget to subscribe on our website and follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us as we grow beyond the mic, as we continue to do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Sherry and her ugly colors this morning, just doing, yeah.
The audacity. But go ahead.
I thought you were following the rules, like, not wearing red and blue, and then you bring out that red and blue towel, Sherry.
And when I was here on Monday, I had on my red and blue shirt.
Monday?
I don't know. Yeah.
You were here on Monday? I weren't.
Wait.
Yeah, I was. Maybe it was you and Maya.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Whatever the last day I was doing.
I don't understand Somerset this time of year. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't speak Somerset.
But you understand what these colors are. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave my towel right here.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, folks, lot to talk about. So we had a question. And I just want to start the day off by saying this before we jump into this. I think it's important to understand that, it's our opinions don't make us greater than anyone else or lower than anyone else. Many of us develop our opinions based on experiences or how we interpret information. Let me just rephrase that. Based on our experiences or how we interpret information. How we interpret information is not necessarily based on the facts. It could be based on how we were brought up, how we believe things should be. So asking questions about cup match, TV broadcasting. Just because, I said it yesterday, just because something's normalized in the United States in a certain way doesn't mean that that's the way it should be in Bermuda, right? So keep in mind that me using these examples in the US doesn't necessarily mean that it should be the norm. That's just an example that we use where it actually kind of works out a bit better. So that said, speaking with clarity, that I don't want anyone on this show. I mean, it's hard to say this during July, unless y'all someone's percent. But anyone on this show to feel like your opinion's less than simply because it's based on your feeling. Sancho said something yesterday when I said, well, seniors always tune into the radio. I mean, are they really missing much with the game not being televised? She says, yeah, but this is 2023. Valid point. Times change. We must evolve. So let's jump into it. Soundcat Place. Yes, I agree. She says, right, we don't understand sunset this time of year. Yeah, I don't speak that language. Good morning to you, Meryl Santucci, and good morning, Laverne Talker. Just quick questions. We did have quite a few people reaching out about Teo, and yes, we're great to have him. Will he be doing the news or co-hosting? He'll be doing both. He'll be doing both. So you'll get some days he may just do news, some days he may do both, some days he may just fill in, but he has offered to do both. And
when I don't feel like dealing with Jamal on a day, like today probably would have been a good day. But, I showed up and I'm like, I'm here for the TDH audience. And of course, Rossi G, that's my guy. My guy.
Yeah, whatever. He don't even know who you are. But anyway, let's jump into today's conversation. So yesterday, Sherry, we asked on our Instagram, is just a yes or no question, is cup match over commercialized, right? And it was a yes or no, but we got a lot of inbox messages and some of them were essay-like. And I'm not going to read like the essays that we got, but when I say this was the first 50-50 split, folks, you go on our Instagram.
Really?
Oh, it was 50-50. From all the votes that we got, let's just check to see what it says now. But it was 50-50. Yeah, it's 52% now. Yes, 48% no, right? The question was, has cup match become too commercialized, right? That was the question, right? And we got quite a few inbox messages, and that's going to be the question this morning as well. One of the messages basically said, it would be a good thing, brings more highlight and awareness to emancipation for those unaware of Bermuda Black history, also more money for the island. Now, remember, we said that it's been said that more money flows through the island during cup match holiday than Christmas. Another long message says, personally, I feel those that aren't really cup match fans have this perception. Just to have something to complain about, the legacy of the game and what it holds will always be first and foremost for many, especially us that pay for spots to attend. However, what people need to realize is when life moves, everything must move with it. Yes, the cost of the event has risen, but with the change they have implemented, it has allowed more spectators to attend. If we went back to how things once were, many people would be highly disappointed and that they would not have the opportunity to view the game the way they do now. Cup match is considered our World Cup classic. My personal opinion is if you feel it has become too much to handle financially, then just opt not to have a spot. With every cost, there is an expense that has to be paid. People really need to relax and just enjoy the holiday for what it is. Another person wrote, again, the question was, has cup match become too commercialized? Clubs should have trademarked years ago and raised funds through exclusive sale of themed merchandise. I believe the clubs may have attempted to do that. Another person said, it's been too commercialized, and unfortunately, because there's old people on the boards with outdated ways as to make money, Connie will be just like cup match in 2 to 3 years. The old heads need to step aside and let the young blood in. There's more ways to make money than selling out to these corporations who don't care about the culture of events, only want to have their brand slapped all over the place. They say they're down for the culture. Some things need to be gate kept. Fresh ideas need to be embraced so the culture isn't lost. The gentrification of this island and our culture is happening right in front of us, and I'm sad about it. So I'll stop there. But the question this morning, and you all can share your opinions, has Cut Match become too commercialized? What are your thoughts? Has Cut Match become too commercialized? What are your thoughts on that? Like I said, it's nearly a 50-50 split online.
And I think the question is, what is too commercialized, right? I think we have to ask that. Is there a limit in that? What is our goals when we're talking about commercialized? Have we reached those goals? Are we, for me, it's still a whole lot of questions. So has it been too commercialized? Of course, Jamal, on that 50-50 split. Yes or no? Have we commercialized? Have we put our culture out there as much as we should have? No. Are we putting cricket and Cup Match on the map as like Bermuda's World Cup? It's becoming that. But we do need to find out where we can find money to put more into Cup Match, and especially about our culture. I don't think our children of today really know what Cup Match is about. And to me, that's a problem.
Well, Sherry, you asked probably the most important question when you started. You said, well, what is too commercialized? That to me was the question I had yesterday, is what is too commercialized? At the end of the day, we don't live in an era where people can continue to volunteer and do things for free. We just don't. We don't. And that's a reality that we need to face and understand, right? Mm-hmm. We're not living in a time where people just were able to go and voluntarily give their time like previous, unless they have a well-paying job with great benefits at this point. So we've lost that sense of community a bit. Now, that said, a lot of people who do work in the clubs do volunteer, right? As far as it being too commercialized, I'm kind of split on this, because you need sponsors, you need advertisers, you need people to, I usually take a side, I know, but you just need revenue to make things happen and to give the best product. If anything, I think that more has been done over the last few years to bring about and highlight the history, the cultural traditions. Again, it was after the 1998 PLP victory in 99, I believe it was, when we first got the first day was actually recognized as Emancipation Day. That's progress, right? Because before then, how many people really, knew this or understood this or tied it to the game? And then over the last 3 years, the second day replaced Sir George Summers Day with Mary Prince Day. Now, I don't know about you all, but I never knew about Mary Prince through school. I didn't learn about Mary Prince until I was an adult. Now, maybe that could be a family problem where they could have taught me, but maybe they didn't know, because you know how history goes, right? I do not believe that commercialization is a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you need money to make things happen. That's the reality. I think we have to stop looking at money as evil.
And I think at the end of the day, too, it's like, who's left holding the bag, right? Who's left, receiving funds from all of this? Who is coming out on top? And so, is it our community? Is it the clubs? Is it people? And so when you say that, Jamal, it's kind of like, what is happening behind the scenes that people would even think that it's being too commercialized? It's usually it's something happening. And instead of looking at it in the positive on what it is that we can gain as a community, what we can gain as the different clubs, that's what we need to look at. And where is that money being poured back into?
Yeah, and I think that's a valid question, Sherry. I think people's questions are, where's the money going to? I saw last year, and maybe the first time, I know some people were complaining, some people enjoyed it, but we have DJ Rusty G on today. He helped produce this song Full Stop with Firewayne, right? Well, Wayne was performing at Cup Match during, I think, lunch break last year. To me, that's not becoming over commercialized. It's giving Bermudian talent an opportunity to showcase themselves on what we consider Bermuda's biggest stage as far as sporting events. So I see more opportunity. But again, audience, what are your thoughts? Has cup match become too commercialized? What are your thoughts on that? Michelle White says yes, but necessary as it is an avenue for revenue for the clubs. I like that. She rhymed right there. The little poet there. The issue is that we don't see how the fund benefits the game as discussed yesterday, and understanding the holiday, that's why we consider it to commercialize. Well, here's the thing, Michelle. Let's hold that question, because both presidents are going to be on this show in the coming weeks. And I think a lot of these questions can be answered by both Neil Painter, the president of St. George, and Richard Scott, the president of Somerset Cricket Club. So let's hope that they can answer these questions. They've been tuned in, and they can say, you know what, this is the breakdown. We had, I don't know if you all are on Twitter. I know a lot of people have left the platform lately for the Reds, but I know there was a gentleman on Twitter from St. George's the other day really breaking down how, people, look, I don't say this to be offensive because some people just don't know, but there's a difference between generating revenue and making a profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple business, folks. You can make $10 million, but if your expenses are $15 million, that means you didn't make any money.
Right. You always can generate a revenue, but can you generate a profit?
Revenue should be no problem with most businesses, but the expenses, the overhead. And I think people are saying, oh, how do these clubs make all this money? And well, maybe the clubs could be better run and cut their expenses somewhere. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. Could our community clubs do better? Most definitely. It's like any business. Most businesses could do better, but at the end of the day, hopefully we can get a better breakdown, an idea of, where the funds go to. And then we can have a discussion maybe of, well, how can we cut cost so that the clubs can be in better position to put on a better product. But back to the audience, has cup match become too commercialized? Renee Simmons says, if you want to commercialize the event, then there should be an audit, especially if the event is being sponsored. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I believe, look, any person who's involved in, I'm going to say an organization, be it political organization, union, community club, charity, right? All of those organizations should be audited.
Sure. You should always have checks and balances.
Absolutely. Again, I don't know if these clubs have or haven't been audited, but if you operate as a community club, a charity, any of that, and someone who, a donor, wants to ask you for your books so that they can know where the money is going to, you should be able to provide them like that. Folks, one of the best decisions I made in business was bring a friend, classmate, and business partner in who was a CPA. You want, even if you have an MBA and you understand finances or you're good at math, it's always good to have that set of eyes. I'm telling you, you don't know when you'll be audited.
I would love to see, Jamal, like our community clubs to kind of be, and I think that's what they're supposed to be, the heartbeat of the community, right? So everything is generated and comes from our community clubs. And I would love to sit down with somebody a little bit older than myself to kind of see like what that looked like back then and how can we make a difference in that now that would translate even over into cup match, that would make it not feel like it's commercialized, but we also generate revenue and profit to, again, give back to our community.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that.
I think that's a brilliant idea, Sherry. I do. Sam Cat Place says evolution is necessary in some cases. And yes, it needs the commercialization. Catch 22. Yeah, it is. It really is. Has cup match become too commercialized? Again, it's like a 50-50 split online on our Instagram stories. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, the fact of the matter, I believe he's saying, the fact of the matter is that the infrastructure of both clubs needs to be greatly improved. Well, we've had the conversation about scaffolding, right? People are saying, well, why don't they just purchase the scaffolding and share it between both clubs every year? Well, that would make sense. But do the clubs, again, we don't know this. Do the clubs even work together to make something like that happen? I said that a couple years ago to the former president of Somerset that create a multi-purpose facility that can be used year-round, have different community events, maybe some old legend games and just different things rented out to the corporate sector, right? Just have different things that can attract people more than just once every 2 years. No, again, that takes money. So do you say, well, welcome to BAC Field at Somerset Cricket Club? I mean, what's the new dome in Atlanta called? Mercedes-Benz Dome?
Benz, yeah.
Right? So
Truist Park.
Yeah, Truist Park is where the Braves play. So maybe it may take the commercialization of the venues
to elevate it to what it is that we need. I lost my train of thought, Jamal. Go ahead.
Sorry, Sherry. I'm sorry. But what are your thoughts, folks? Has Cup Match become too commercialized? Let's bring Maya in, actually, if she's ready. You remember?
I remembered. I was going to say, I didn't know for many years that this scaffolding wasn't ours. I didn't know that. Like, how crazy is that? I always thought, that's ours and that's what we use. But I didn't know that it was this undertaking of every year. That's crazy, Jamal.
Yeah. I mean, I think also just
how much money is that?
Been privileged to work for the 5th largest indoor arena in these United States. Understanding how having a multi-purpose facility keeps people employed, keeps your community going, right? Again, it's going to cost money, but there are ways, as to quote Sanchez, when you have the right people in the room, and it doesn't have to be someone who's necessarily a member of that club. It could be a member of the community that provides value, brings value, and can help you in certain instances. Again, we don't know the ins and outs. Going back to what I stated earlier, our opinions mostly on this show are based on what we've seen, experienced, what we've read. So it's not always necessarily based on fact, but it's up to the clubs to provide that information so that the community that you want to support you has a clearer and better idea of what's going on. So let's bring Maya in for the news break. And don't forget, DJ Rusty G is in his house. Yeah. I ain't gonna ask Sherry, has she danced to his new joint? Because
whatever. And Rusty knew me before you. Let that be clear.
Highly doubt that.
Good morning.
Oh, sorry, Maya. How you doing, Maya?
I'm good this morning.
I was going to say one last thing to that, Jamal. We could have a BLM stadium. BAC, Linda's Medical. You see how I did that?
Sherry, I immediately went to Black Lives Matter.
Me too. I'm thinking, what Black Lives Matter got to do with a stadium in Bermuda? My goodness.
Come on, think local.
That was a hard one, Maya. That was a hard one.
Okay.
My goodness. But Maya, I mean, this is probably one you want to leave alone. But I mean, I guess without saying, is it too commercialized? Being in the media space, you understand the need for commercialization, though, right?
Would I say that Cup Match and Bermuda has become too commercialized? Personal opinion here, I would probably say it's probably not as commercialized as we think, but we also don't turn our heads to the reasons as to why we even have Cup Match anymore. So there's a imbalance of commercialization versus, history and culture. One is taking over more than the other. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, so I think that's one of the major issues, and how we combat that. Mm-hmm. I think that's a community effort as well, either putting more things out there or really focusing more on our culture and let the commercialization people do the commercialization stuff, but we just haven't ourselves collectively made it more culturally in a while. Gotcha. For us, I see a lot more for the tourism and for big spectacle, but not enough for us. Why do we even celebrate anymore as Bermudians type thing? So I think that's what we lack a little bit.
Well, it's interesting because one of my business partners, her sister, I want to say this was 2014 or 2013. I was taking her around. Like she came to Cop Match and took her to what's the boat thing they have up that place on the Sunday?
Non-Mariners.
Non-Mariners, yeah.
Yes.
Took her up there, and we had a conversation, and she was just like, I hope that Bermuda doesn't overdo it, like to a place where it becomes more about the tourists and less about the culture and tradition. And it was interesting coming from a non-Bermudian saying that, but you know, it's a thin line because you want to, things like this are going to be exploited, but I think the term, you don't want to overexploit, but what does overexploit look like? That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I don't have the answers. Yeah.
I would say it's also a family thing, right? As long as you are, teaching those around you, because it's a personal thing. Cotton match, I feel like to Black people is a definite personal thing, and it's what you also teach in your family household. Like for me, cotton match to me meant, yes, the emancipation of slavery. My mama taught me that very well, but it's also meant a time for our family to get together. And, we went camping together and we, talked about all the athletes together and their names. We got to know them personally. We listened to the radio, and then we'd be together at every hour of the day, like just camping, phones off. This is a time where we connect and reconnect again about our history, about where our family is today, and like what we're doing in general. So as Black people in Bermuda. So that's how I was raised on Cotton Match. And then, yeah, I think once we stopped that, though, it's been a little bit different to connect it.
Indeed. Interesting combo. What you got today, madame?
Well, good morning, everyone. This is the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Starting out the news, I know we talked about a little bit about independence, I believe, earlier this week. Well, I did neglect to mention, but the Progressive Labour Party joined by the Bahamians around the world to celebrate the Bahamians' 50th Independence Day. So just to note that the Deputy Premier and Deputy Party Leader Walter Urbane and Party Chair Dawn Simmons and other PLP members actually traveled to the Bahamas to participate and show their support in Bahamas' 50th Independence Day. They say in the press release that the relationship between Bermuda and the Commonwealth of Bahamas is valued and cherished by many Bermudians. The PLP family in Bermuda is honored to have been included in their glorious celebrations. We look forward to observing and being inspired by the Bahamian people as they move forward, upward and onward together well into the future. We are also committed to seeing the ties between our community strengthen and grow in the future, end quote. So that came from the PLP.
Next.
Awesome.
Well, coming up in the next news tonight, Wednesday, July the 12th at 8 p.m., there will be a beginning of the retreat ceremony on the Cabinet Office grounds in Hamilton. They say this colorful pageant of military music, popular tunes, and precision drill is performed by the Royal Bermuda Regiment Band and Corps and Drums, Bermuda Island Pipes Band, and the Bermuda Highland Dancers, and all are welcome to attend. That's again at the Cabinet grounds tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah, I think I don't know his title, but Sheldon Fox been leading the band up there. They doing awesome. That's one of the pastimes I loved with my nana going to the Beta retreat. And what's the one, the corn one, the corn in St. George, peppercorn ceremony. I used to love, yeah. I can't remember, but you know what I mean. I got it out. But no, I used to love the regiment band as a staple. The pomp and pageantry. But yeah, you can check them out with all 10 members they have left. Go ahead.
It's good to celebrate our musicians. So if you're able to get out there and give them some praise, that'll be great. Next up, a reminder that the Cabinet Office invites Bermudian graduates to apply for a paid 1-year internship within the Governor of Bermuda London office. Successful applicants will gain invaluable experience in assisting on government's portfolio in the UK and Europe. This will also include first-hand experience assisting Bermuda's diaspora on matters relating to consular affairs, engaging with other overseas territorial governments and the UK government and parliament, and an opportunity to gain exposure in the UK and the EU markets through the government and private sector relationships. This paid internship is for 2 interns from October 2023 to September 2024, respectively. And in order to apply, you must hold Bermudian status and hold a valid British citizenship passport and be a recent graduate, at least at the undergraduate level. Housing allowance and travel stipends will be provided, and successful applicants will be required to live in London or the surrounding areas in London. So the application is due on August the 2nd at 7 p.m. Bermuda local time. There is the website there that you can go to, www.govtcareers.gov.bm. If you know of any recent undergraduate who might be interested in this type of thing, definitely take a screenshot and send it their way so they can apply.
Good stuff. Paid internship.
Nice. In a different country, Jamal. Nice.
But I thought that most internships are paid now. Is that not the case?
It really depends. I don't believe it's like law that you have to. So but I want to assume that most are, just because, we're in 2023. It'd be very
My point
selfish and
exactly.
not really smart to have that. So very unlikely you'll get applicants for an unpaid internship. But
That's going to be tomorrow's question as of right now. Do you believe internships should be paid? Because we'll talk about that later. Go ahead, man. But,
Well, in another news, how serious do you guys think that social media in a profession is? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, should every single business have a social media platform?
No.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
No, 0. They should.
0. Not
and the example is this. I remember a couple of years ago we were talking about it, and let's say Sherry puts up a picture, looks great, gets 1,000 likes. Then Gorham's Goods puts up a picture of a sale, gets 0 likes. Who do you think's living better that next day? Gorham's or Sherry? Sherry may feel good about herself, but Gorham's is feeling very good about the pockets. So I just think, and it's been tons of articles about this, but I'm interested to see where Maya goes with this.
I think it's necessary.
So Sherry, you say an 8. So an 8, like every business should have a social media profile. You say 8. Jamal, you say 0. Not every business should have a.
And just as Jamal said, let me just say, saw a restaurant on the way one day, saw it had an Instagram page, looked at it, I was like, oh my God, must go, did, and have been going. Someone did a blog on the same restaurant. Now I could just about get in there. And it's a hole in the wall. So I do think it plays a role.
Okay. Audience, if you want to answer as well, throw up some numbers in the comments. But coming to you guys right now, there is a company called Skillcraft in Bermuda, and they are fully prepared and teaching the skills for the future generation of social media in Bermuda right now. So Skillcraft is a social media and marketing internship for students between the ages of 16 and 18 years of age. This summer, Skillcraft took in 15 students and placed them in 15 local host organizations for a 6-week full-time internship. Skillcraft social media students' internships officially kicked off last week, and the program director, Margot Shane, said this year we'll be offering 15 young people more curriculum time and coaching support to ensure they are empowered to become knowledgeable mini social media marketers in just 6 weeks. The interns will acquire knowledge and skills in the fundamentals of marketing and social media at the Bermuda Clarity Institute Learning Lab every week. And the 15 youth interns have been paired with one organization each week where they will be placed to learn and help them with their social media through 6 weeks. The 15 host organizations who are paired with the students are About Face, Athletics, Ad Astra, Archers Podiatry, Bermuda Gymnastics Association, Bermuda National Trust, Bermuda Society of Arts, Bermuda Underwater Exploration Institute, Blue Water Divers Bermuda, Citizens Uprooting Racism in Bermuda, Dirosa, Harmony Birth Services, Healthcare Solutions, Inspired, NADS Bermuda, and the Mirrors program. So that was a mouthful, but that's the all 15 organizations that each student will be paired with to help them with their social media.
That is wonderful. Ebony Souza says, my son's having a great time with Skillcraft. I want to go back to Sherry because we've had this conversation tons of times, right? What kind of phone do you have, Sherry?
iPhone. But I've had an Android, a Samsung as well.
That's neither here nor there. So you have an Android, an iPhone. You realize Apple could leave social media tomorrow and you wouldn't change your phone, and you'd still get the next phone because of the marketing impact. Apple is a marketing machine, as is Amazon. They don't have to advertise. They don't need social media. They have that name brand. My point is, almost every business I support doesn't have social media. It's one of the first questions I ask. My cleaners, the gas station I go down to the side of the shop. It all depends. I think it's a loaded question. It depends on the size of the business, the market the business is in, and so on. Does every business need it? Most of my sponsors have said no, they don't. They've also said they don't need to advertise. When I sit in marketing meetings with CEOs, a reinsurance company, those are the most powerful businesses in Bermuda. They don't believe they need it. Why? Because Maya didn't ask a key thing. Are we talking business to consumer or business to business? Business to business, they don't need you. They don't even need you to know who they are, but you're paying them. So I think it's a loaded question, but I think for information's sake, we need to be very, very clear that those big businesses that we pay into, that we keep going, that are not your restaurant on the side of the street that may need you, you don't even need to know they exist. So check your mutual funds, check your stocks. Ask yourself who Blackguard BlackRock and Vanguard are. Keep in mind. Go Google it. Everyone, not Terry. I'm talking to the audience. I'm talking.
Whatever. But I still think so.
Very
It's a difference.
It
There's
is.
a difference in that, and so it just all depends. And in regards to iPhone, I probably will have this phone until it dies. I am not that person, so it depends on the consumer.
How long you your iPhone?
Maybe this is the second year. This might be a 12.
It's just like me in that respect, folks.
Yeah,
I need it. Not because it's a new phone out. Like I've had 3 phones in the last 10 years, and all of them have broken. I'm sorry, Maya, but I'm
No, I'm like, I didn't expect this to become a TED talk and a whole debate. I just want to pick up.
It can be.
But I will say this one thing. I could have rephrased my question to be maybe startup businesses, because most of the businesses you named, Jamal, businesses who have been around way before social media even started. So it is a different age.
Thank you, Maya.
Windows doesn't need no marketing.
Thank you, Maya.
Closing out for some sports-related news right now. So big ups to our athletes at the moment. In our news-related, Bernard Wade III has claimed Bermuda's second medal at the NatWest Island Games claimed Bermuda's second medal at the NatWest Island Games, and he scored a silver in archery. Mr. Wade finished second in the single WA 1440 men's recurve at Rovers Archery Club, scoring a total of 1,193 points. The first place winner scored 1,202 points, so he was so close to being the gold medalist, but congratulations on that silver medal. And next up for our football update, Bermuda's 2 football teams remain on course for the medals at the NatWest Island Games in Guernsey. The men's under-23 and the women's team finished their groups phases with 9 points from 3 games. So they defeated each and every opponent that they had, coming on top of the pools and advancing to the semifinals, which will be tomorrow on Thursday. The men's team defeated their last team, Greenland, 3-2. And the women, who coach Nikita Robinson, actually shifted her whole entire starting lineup almost, and they still were able to come out winning 2-0. She said in an interview with Burn News that she knows that she could switch up her team and they'll still be dominant and defeat because they are just that good.
Shout out to Pacers, right? Didn't Pacers running team also did some competitions this weekend?
That's what's up, though. Seriously, I love to see our athletes doing well on beyond Bermuda, right? Congratulations to all of them, especially, and I'm going to pick on the latest football. I just don't think, because we went years without having a league, and then something popped up last year. We have so many talented women in that space, so I'm glad that they're on the stage and they're being able to express and actually able to enjoy success. So congratulations to everyone, but especially them.
Yes, and good luck to both teams as they go into the semifinals and the finals. I know Coach Nikita Robinson is super excited for this moment. I remember her talking about their win, I think it was 10 years ago, and she was really hoping to recreate that magic again and be undefeated, which they currently are. So good luck to the teams.
Cousin Mark, I'm gonna claim her too. Shout out to Cousin Kita. Yeah, I'm gonna claim her. She might not claim me. I'm gonna claim her. Go ahead.
Well, closing up with the weather today, it looks like cloudy, a few passing showers, and brighter skies later in the afternoon. So looking bad, but hoping to end a little bit good. We got a high of 85 degrees today.
All righty. Sherry, please give us one great hack of a day of the year.
For those who live out here in the U.S. and in Bermuda as well, sometimes Christmas does come in July, because today is Amazon Prime Day. Amazon's the 7th largest retailer in the world, and they have marked out the middle of the year as its own personal mega shopping holiday. Amazon Day started in 2015 to celebrate Amazon's 20th birthday, and now the day has grown into a holiday to rival Black Friday and Cyber Monday in the US and Singles Day in China. So happy Amazon Prime Day. I think it started actually yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, and today.
Are you guys shopping, buying anything?
I looked at some things and I was like, oh, that's a good price, but not really. But I know people.
I really only shop on Amazon maybe once or twice. I'm not an online shopper, guys. I love to support local markets or whatever, thrifties, but I'll take a look. Might as well.
Might as well.
People who've got it, folks, they most likely have what you got on Amazon. But in saying that, I went on and I saw them trying to come on, Jamal, come here. And I'm just I'm stronger than that. Like, I don't know who you think I am, Bezos, but I'm not weak like that. So I completely accident. I was about to delete the app, but I said, no, I'm gonna go back in. And yeah, I held firm, strong the first day, and I will do one day number 2. But real quickly, before we go, on this day, did you guys know on July 12th in 1998, what happened?
1998, July 12th.
No?
No?
98.
Well, Zinedine Zidane scored twice as France won their first World Cup, beating Brazil 3-0. Now, if you know football,
Definitely wouldn't have known that.
was the man. So that's your This Day in History today, folks. Maya, thank you so much, folks. Don't go anywhere. Great conversation coming up with Rusty G. Look, this was late notice, and this brother was up early to do this. You better show some love when we get back. Talk to you later, Maya.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Maya.
Stick with us. We're going to take a quick break and be back with the man of the hour. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level.
'70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, please don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com, and follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Well, we got a question. Someone filled out something on the website just now, so I'll just answer that before we bring Rusty in. So someone sent a message on the website just now, and they asked, hold on, give me 2 seconds, folks. You know, I may look younger than Sherry, but sometimes my mind's older.
Oh, God.
All right, so they asked, is the Daily Hour only aired over social media? Where else can it be viewed? Well, there is a difference between the internet and social media. The show can be aired on the internet, so you don't need social media. Like if you go on the website now, you will be joined by others who are watching the show on thedailyhour.com. So no, it doesn't need to just be, you don't need a social media account or have to go on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. You can actually go on the website to tune in. So let your friends and family know that. All right, but without further ado, let's give a warm TDH welcome to our brother, DJ Rusty G. Almost got it. All right. Calm down. The man's been here before.
Let's clear this up, Rusty. Let's clear it up. Let's start
Morning.
Clear it up. How long have you known me, Rusty?
Long time.
Okay. Longer than Jamal. It's been about 10 plus years at this point.
You realized I worked at 1075 long before Vibe existed.
I said, how long did he know me?
Yeah, but
that was the question.
No. You said he knew you longer than me, right? Hold on, Rusty, you ain't gotta get this. Rusty and I met when I was at Hut before.
Rusty knew me longer than you have known me, Jamal. Is my point.
No, that's not what you said. All right, Rusty.
Yeah, I'm not getting in this one. You guys can dig this one out.
No, we're seeking counseling for our issues, so don't worry about that.
Hi, Rusty.
Brother, what's up?
Happening?
What's up? Good. What are you doing?
Hey, it's good to be back here. I mean, you guys feel like family at this point now, man. So, you know.
Yeah, a dysfunctional one, but yeah, we're family. We're family. Let's talk to us. Let's get to the exciting stuff, though. Look, earlier this year, you and Firewayne released your second hit. And you know, because you like me better than Sherry, I was privileged to get a hold of it first. And honestly, man, I not just saying that because you're here, but Sherry and the crew would tell you something about the message of this song struck me early on because it was a song for the times. You know how some songs are released and it's a song for the times that we're living in. But what was the inspiration behind this song for you guys?
I mean, pretty much exactly what you just said. You know, we was looking at how to follow up Full Stop. You know what I mean? Full Stop got so much love and support in the community, and one thing that me and Wayne both noticed was that like the kids love Full Stop. You know what I mean? Like they really embrace the song. So while we was working in the studio, I mean, we've got a lot of projects that are sitting on that we're trying to figure out what to do with. But when it came to that second release for him, we felt it had to be something that was community focused. It had to be something that would bring people together. You know what I mean? So that's exactly where that came about.
And you said that like kids love Full Stop. You know, how has One Blood been received? Has it been received in the same manner as that? Because I know in the music industry, they say if you release a song or an album today and then you release another one, say in 2 years, and it doesn't exceed that one, then you've pretty much failed in the industry. That used to be the term how they looked at it. But how has this one been received?
It's been received extremely well. I mean, for those that remember the story, or you know, because we talked about it before in the Daily Hour, Full Stop didn't really catch on until almost a full year after the release of it, right? So we released it around May 24th time, and then that song was working, and it was only when we released the music video a year later that that majority of Bermudians that know the song were like, oh, okay, you know, and really jumped on board. So the fact that we only dropped One Blood a couple of months ago, and you know, people are singing it. Wayne's been performing it. He's been getting great responses when he performs. When I tell you, like Carnival that we just had, man, I was going through some of the footage with him a couple of days ago, and like I was impressed. I said, look, this is a brand new song, and there's people out here singing and jumping and going crazy. So yeah, I would say the reception has been really positive.
And it's been wonderful to see him at graduations and all of that good stuff. Like
the guy is everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere
to the community. So it's just awesome to see. And as we know, summer is in full swing and there are events going on all over the island. The artists that are there's been artists being flown in for these events. Explain to the audience like the importance of having local entertainers as part of the lineup for these events.
This is really important to have local representation at these events, especially, you know, some of these bigger events. But I want to stress that it's also equally as important for the artists to put in the work so that people know who they are and the songs that they're going to sing before they get on stage. That's just as important, because an opportunity like that for a Bermudian to get on stage in front of a bunch of people, but you haven't done the legwork to make sure that people know who you are, know your music, it actually doesn't help you in the ways that you might think it should help you. So it's two things there.
Yeah.
Familiarity. Yeah.
Definitely. So you spoke about Carnival, and I saw that lineup. I believe you had like 14
Which
bookings.
Oh,
14
yeah.
bookings over a 5-day period. Rusty, how are you able to manage it all? And does it even feel like you're even working? Because I was tired looking at the list. I was like,
at this point, it's normal. I've been doing it for so long. It's like, you know, I don't know what else to say. It's just you prepare yourself mentally and physically, and make sure you plan. Don't just wing a long weekend. You don't wing it. You make sure that you know when you're sleeping, when you're eating, you know what I mean? You know how you're traveling and all of those things. Otherwise, it's rough.
And thank you for saying that, because I think that I know Jamal has talked about this before, is being prepared for these things, right? For these events. When you're passionate about it, yes, that part is there, but you also have to prep for it. I like that you told you got to eat well, you got to sleep, you have to have a full plan. You can't just do 14 bookings, people, over 5 days and just wake up and say, okay, I'm going to go at this particular time. You had 3:00 a.m. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Knowing you, you've had goals for a long time. And I think that you have achieved some of them. But what are your ultimate goals as a DJ and a producer? And how are you working towards those goals?
That's a tough question. I mean, they're always evolving. You know what I mean? Like the goals are always changing. But ultimately, I would really just love to see, music in Bermuda touch the world. That's I guess the biggest goal, and that's from all aspects. That's from me as a DJ. That's from our artist music. That's from musicians and building up a stronger scene. Just in general, just Bermuda being on the map musically, and not just little flashes in the pot that we seem to have every few years. Like I want it to be, something a lot bigger than that.
Yeah. Well, I commend you for that, because you've started to do that, Rusty. I mean, it might be a little bit of flashes, but you're getting there.
We're getting there.
I want to get personal with you, though. I want to take it there because I don't think we've done this. How important is it? I know you said on this show, the role your wife has played in, you being able to go out and do what you do. How important is it to have a strong family foundation and backing to actually get out there? Sherry just mentioned all these bookings and so on, a supportive unit like that.
It's extremely important. It's the things that she does for me, man, it's amazing. So, big shout outs to my wife one time, Karthika. And my family's been supportive as well. So it's so important to have people in your corner that understand what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're trying to do, and the sacrifices that you need to make in order to make those things happen.
Yeah. And, I know there are so many DJs and producers in Bermuda, a lot of people, and, you're enjoying success that many people would love to do. What are some of the sacrifices that you've had to make that people just don't see? Like they wouldn't even, if they looked up and they just see this guy producing this song and DJing in a club. But what's something you would say, you know what? I had to give up going out with friends and having fun because I actually have to work and do this.
Number one, sleep. I gave up a lot of sleep. Outside of that is exactly what you said. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't see and that people are not supposed to see. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like that continuous day by day, just focus on what needs to be done. I mean, I won't bore you with the stuff that doesn't matter, but like even over the weekend, I was just clearing out some old files off of my computer. When I say old files, I deleted over 500,000 things off of my computer. I took a screenshot because I couldn't believe how much stuff I deleted. And then you think about how much things that have just accumulated over the years, and it's like I was reflecting, saying like, wow, I've really been doing this for a while, and there's a lot of work that goes into being able to be ready when you need to be ready. Because when you get that call, you have to be ready.
500,000?
500,000, yeah.
Wow.
512 something thousand. I took a screenshot. I posted it on my IG. I was like,
well, you have 5 like terabytes, something. I mean,
I have four.
My goodness, that's a lot. But I don't think, again, for those who don't know, this was late notice. I probably told Sherry late last night, Russ is coming on, whatever. But this is late notice. And the fact that you're able to make time to do something like this on site, you didn't get the information for the show probably until after you were asleep last night, right? I say that because this is part of the process, right? This is part of the sacrifices to put it out there and so on. Now, there's a big thing about community in Bermuda these days. I want to touch on this because I think it's important. Last year, you did an event, I think with Kaelin Castle was involved some way, people in the arts. Just speak to us about how important it is, not just to go out there and DJ and produce and make money, but also to share your gifts with younger people coming through.
Oh man, I mean, you guys have been putting me on the spot today with a lot of these questions, but yeah, it's. I can say that me personally, I feel it's important. I know that not everybody thinks the same way, but I do believe that I'm not gonna be doing this forever, So it would be great if ideally somebody else can benefit from some of the things that I've learned, some of the mistakes that I've made, and get to where they want to get to a little bit faster than I did. And I think that that's just the bottom line of it. It's just having a mentality of we do better together than we do fighting each other.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up, Jamal, because I've been seeing this young DJ, I think it's DJ Young Sai, who seems to be out there just doing his thing. And I'm looking like, aren't you in primary school, little boy? And he's out there doing all types of, private events, little, primary school parties. How does that feel for you to see that this is happening at such a young age?
Sai's killing it. Sai is absolutely killing it, man. Shout outs to Young Sai. So he actually, Jamal, I don't know if you remember or not, but I had mentioned in one of our shows that I was doing DJ lessons here at the house. This was probably like just after the pandemic. You know what I mean? And Sai came into the studio and he already had talent there. But shout outs to his mama again. We was talking about strong family support. So Bobby brought him by the house and he's done a few sessions with me. And that kid is gonna be something. His focus.
But you said something, and I say it often. I spoke to someone else in this industry, media, and they were shocked at kind of what we kind of try to do for people. And I said exactly what you said just now. It's like, I'm not going to be doing this forever. I want to ensure that whoever comes after me takes it to another level. Like, there's a lot of improvement and things that they can learn from the mistakes that we make. But also, and I've said this to quite a few people lately, there's no point in becoming a millionaire or a billionaire if everyone around you is broke, because if you're eating and they're not, trust me, they will steal from you. They will take from you. They will make your life uncomfortable. So, collaborating and doing stuff together is the way for true growth and opportunity for all. I think, we could all grow together, get things done until ego gets in the way. So I appreciate it. Just a question from Mark Arthur C. Phillips. He's asking, when you are not DJing, what artists are you on your playlists?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. It depends. It depends on my vibe. It depends on my mood. It depends on what's going on in the day. If I'm trying to put my head down and get some work done, one album that's always been a go-to to me is Jay-Z's Black Album.
Yes,
that's something that I'll put on in the background and just just zone out, just vibe out to. I was listening to Nas Illmatic a couple days ago again, and that's one that I keep going back to as well. I'll pull for some classic stuff if I'm just like trying to get in a zone work wise. But other than that, man, it just really depends on my mood. It depends on the vibe of the day and how I'm feeling.
Love it.
Jerry seems a fan of that album too, huh?
Yes. And one of my favorites is his MTV Unplugged, because I just like a live band.
Mark Arthur C. Phillips is also asking, what is the one stage festival you would love to do a set on?
Oh man, there's so many. There's so many. I mean, how do I just choose one? You know what I mean? Seeing footage from that Wireless Festival recently, that one looks pretty dope. That would be a show to be on for sure. But in terms of like, am I focused on trying to be on one specific stage? I can't really say that that's ever been a goal. It's just more about just pushing out and seeing what opportunities exist. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Rossi, it's been a pleasure. Where can people cop your music and find out what's going on? Because you do One thing I like is you have these no phone parties you do, but you have to be registered to your website. Just speak to that so where people can find out how they can, experience a Rusty G night.
Absolutely. So, I mean, the easiest way to find out pretty much everything I'm doing is djrustygg.com. All of my event schedule, all of my music mixtapes, all of that stuff is there. You can also follow me on social media at djrustygg, at R2G2 for the production side of things. And I mean, I just posted my crop over schedule yesterday, so I'm going to be in Barbados performing for the second time. It's my second time doing crop over, but first time doing this many events. I think it's about 10 or 11 events in Barbados at the end of the month. And then Notting Hill Carnival after that in late August. Few shows in September as well. London in September. What else? What else we got going on? Miami in October. Uber Soca, shout out to the Uber Soca crew one time, back on board there in November, and then I think London again in December. That's what's going on so far. But you can see all of that and all those updates on my website, djrustygg.com.
All righty.
I remember when.
Crazy man in showbiz, man. Rusty, thank you so much, especially on short notice. Let's keep
of course, no problem.
Updated and keep rocking it, man. Keep doing what you do.
Bye,
thank you. And before I go, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been streaming One Blood and who has been really showing support to the music. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Keep running up those streams. Drop us a comment, drop us some likes on the YouTube whenever you see it pop up on your screen. Just keep sharing and showing us that love. We really appreciate it. The music video, Wayne's going to be shooting the music video scenes for it here and there. He's planning to be popping up at county games, and he's definitely going to be there for Cup Match and all of that as well. So I won't be here for Cup Match this year, but Wayne's definitely going to be there, and it's going to be shooting a music video for One Blood. So if you see him, make sure you show him some love and give him some energy for the video, because we can't wait to get that one out there. So yeah.
Sherry, don't fight to get together in the video. Do not do it.
Oh yeah, I'll be there like this.
Rusty, we'll talk soon. All the best. Rusty, if you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We've got some Cup Match trivia coming up for, your daily play, and we'll wrap it up after this. That Somerset flag, my goodness, it's ugly.
Ordering from ER Fisheries has just gotten simpler. With just a few clicks of a button, you can place an order for next-day delivery or same-day pickup. Our ever-expanding list of offerings now include grocery pantry items, specialty meats, and bread and dairy items. We know things have been hard, and we're here to make planning for your next meal or party easy. Whether you're a vegetarian or a meat eater, we have what you're looking for. And best of all, it can be delivered to your door in 24 hours or less. Go to www.erfisheries.bm and check out our wide range of seafood, beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fruits, vegetables, and plant-based products, all available at reasonable prices. That's www.erfisheries.bm.
All righty. Thanks again to DJ Rusty G. Great conversation there. Folks, go make sure you stream One Blood, available on, I think it's Spotify, Apple, the normal one, iTunes, I should say. And again, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, if you appreciated the conversation today, discussion as well. It's time for the, thanks again to the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. The Cup Match edition is in stores. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. Sherry, are you ready?
Did Sandra get it yesterday? Because I didn't watch that, Ian. Did Sandra get it?
She didn't.
Okay.
Well, let's ask you yesterday's question. Who was the Cup Match captain for Somerset before Jordan De Silva?
Gennaro or Jacon?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Gennaro. No, it was Jacon.
Well, I got it.
Well, let's go. All right. Here we go.
No, I got it. That was, give me some music.
That was yesterday. Okay. Yeah.
You didn't know it was Jacon?
No. Well, your first guess wasn't Jacon. It should have been.
Anyway, no, I was talking it out.
This is a somewhat Cup Match question. So here we go. Other than Cup Match, very easy question here, folks. What is the only other official 2-day holiday in Bermuda?
2-day holiday? Other than cup match, 2-day holiday, Christmas. I don't know. Christmas and Boxing Day. Sorry, I still got it. I got it.
Wow, shit. You know what, Sarah? I love you so much. I really because you make this entertaining. Like, yeah, you're the kid. They say in the SATs, 5 more minutes. You're stressing, You're writing this last thing, and then you finally figured it out once you said,
I got it though. I got it. And I got yesterday's as well. So
Mama P, she's driving my blood pressure up. Mama P, Karen Simmons.
morning,
Got it.
Mama.
NCS, got it. Faith the Rose of Guilt, got it. Shayna Smith, got it. Everyone got it. Sherry was playing. I'm gonna think she is trying to play with us, folks. All right.
But you, like I said it's not Gennaro. Chacon. I know Chacon.
They talking about you, Sherry. They talking about you.
Well, Faith, it just took a minute. Just took a minute.
Took a minute. Yeah. Sherry, let's wrap up today, crazy lady. Final thoughts on this morning's discussion, the commercialization of Cop Match, and then obviously the conversation with Rusty G.
When you see me on the island, guys, do not beat me up. I'm gonna have to tie my hair back. Is Cop Match being too commercialized? Like I said, what is too commercialized? And we need to answer that question. Do we need to elevate Cop Match? Yes. Do we need to come to 2023? Yes. So let's look at all the different avenues that we can continue to elevate Cop Match through our culture, getting that out there more, and being able to be in a place that we can put on a top class and top notch 2-day holiday. As far as Rusty G, I love Rusty G. As I said, I've known Rusty G longer than I've known Jamal. And I've just watched him grow from the very beginning to being nervous of interviewing an international reggae star to now he's traveling all over. I think he's inspiration and motivation. This is what he set out to do 10 years ago. Yeah. I remember. And this is where he is. So please take that on and learn from him as he's trying to give back as well. And go out and support his music.
Yeah, indeed. No, I agree with you, Sherry, in terms of the commercialization. We've got to evolve. Money, honestly, folks, the fortunate and unfortunate part that it takes money to make things happen. As I stated earlier, it's a tough world to live in right now. You need money to be able to live, right? So I just hope that the clubs can be more transparent with their funding, with how things operate. And through the commercialization, through the amount of money that's being pumped in, we not forget the actual cultural traditions and history of why a cricket game is being played from the friendly societies to today. As far as Rusty G, I say this all the time, it really takes a great foundation to be great on the outside. One thing I don't do well at is being fake, right? I think what you see from Rusty G is what you get. It's, he has a great support system, and he's able to give us something that we enjoy, music, entertainment. This brother don't sleep. And I'm not advocating team no sleep. Let me be very clear. What I'm saying is he understands and he knows he's not going to be doing it forever. So he's using his gift to help others come and take this place. I love everything about how he goes about doing his business. And my hope is that we see more Rusty G's out there, taking it on. But again, it takes great support to actually do what he's doing. Sherry, you've got some daily inspiration for us?
I do. The daily inspiration is being brought to you by ER Fisheries. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. And that's from Mark Twain.
So if you don't get started, you're never going to know failure or success, right?
Rusty G, he got started.
Yeah.
Look.
It's all about risk. You got to be willing to take the risk. If you don't take the risk, you will never, ever, ever, ever know. Anyway, folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we love you. We appreciate you, and we thank you for making us part of the daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She is Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are is out. Peace.